Yeah, so the project we're working on today is a real partnership, and I really do like to think of it that way, between Hanson Forests and Applied Ecology. And I think the best way to encapsulate that partnership is to say that this is a piece of private property, private forest that has been managed by the family for many years. And what gets us excited is that this is our opportunity to work in partnership with the landowner in sort of a real multi-beneficial way, to say that we can, to some degree, this is a laboratory, to some degree, this is a skill building exercise, and to some degree, this is just a way to build traditional forest value for a family that wouldn't necessarily have access to this sort of labor force. So what we see here, what we're very excited about, is the extremely diverse forest behind us. It's a multi-age, multi-species stand. There's a lot going on in here habitat-wise, and we're just getting into it now, where we're starting to understand where the habitat values are, where the community values are, where the values are for the family. And so bringing all these pieces together is what really gets us motivated to interact with a small landowner like this.
Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about the project we've got going on. We're in my family's forest near Oakville, Washington. It's a 30-acre tract of land. And our forest is about 30 years old. It's dominated by Douglas fir and alder, and at this young age, the stocking density of the trees is really high. A lot of trees per acre. There's a lot of competition between the trees. And so I've hired Applied Ecology to come in and help thin out the forest. And the long-term objective of that is to give more of the resources, sunlight, soil nutrients, to the remaining trees so they can grow bigger, faster. But beyond just growing bigger trees, we're also managing for biodiversity. And this is one of the reasons that I'm working with Applied Ecology, is they really understand managing ecosystems as much as just managing forests for timber production. And so in the thinning, we're taking a really kind of nuanced approach. They're taking out a lot of the suppressed trees to support the growth of the bigger trees, but they're also managing for species diversity. So like I said, our stand is dominated by Douglas fir and alder, but interwoven into that we have cedar and hemlock and cascara and maple and cherry. And so as they're going through and thinning, they're releasing all these different species. So as we manage forward, we're coming up with a little more of a natural, species diverse forest.
The biggest challenges that we face doing this work is that it requires the understanding, a deep understanding and appreciation for ecology, as well as the very developed skill of chainsaw ecology. So we have to find people who can think deeply about ecology but also operate a chainsaw. And so this is a real, right now we're really in a laboratory phase where we're trying to develop the talent that we want to put out in the field. It's always been a passion of mine to do these large structural projects. This is more than just weeding and planting. This is making substantive changes to the structure of a forest for very long-term outcomes. The work that we're doing here today, the end result probably won't be realized for 100, 200, 300 years. So this is true. This is true restoration. This is true applied ecology, in the sense that we are making alterations to the canopy, alterations to the structure of this forest, really conscientious of the ecological and habitat values here, and really pushing forward that idea that these projects have to go for 1,000 years or more if they're going to be truly successful.